Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and today I'm coming to you with my February and March book haul. So I got 13 books in the last 2 months, or really that's the entire year because I didn't have a book haul for January at all. Most of these were either one was sent to me for review, there were some that were gifts or otherwise free, and really I only spent money on 5 of them, and that was like 20 bucks. So I think I'm doing pretty okay. So anyway, I'm just going to get into it. So firstly, for the books that I got in February, we have The Last Tiger. This was sent to me for review by Penguin Teen, so thank you so much to Penguin Teen for sending this my way. This is a YA fantasy that is based on the author's grandparents' love story, and I love stuff like that, comes from a family story and stuff like that, because there's so many good stories like that out there, and I want to see like what it is about this story that inspired such a great idea and all of that of a whole fantasy premise. The other 3 books that I got in February were from Powell's. I traded in some books and got store credit. The first book that I absolutely had my eye on to get is The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. This is a book that I saw on a couple of people's best reads of the year list last year, so I was really excited to read this, and because I really am looking for like a good book that I'm just gonna love, so I'm excited to read this. Another book that I got at Powell's that same day is Sir Apropos of Nothing by Peter David. This is really hilarious in that I actually got the second book last year at some point at my local indie bookstore, and I could not find the first one anywhere, not on thrift books, not at the library, nothing, and I wasn't even actually looking for it at Powell's. I wasn't really expecting to find it, but I was just browsing the shelves and there it was, and my eyes landed on it, and I was like, okay, that's a book I want, because I literally have the second one and I can't read it until I have the first one. So I'm really glad that I have this. And then with the remaining store credit, I got The Winter Queen. This is about a female ruler who basically, once the king dies, she is the queen. She is the ruler, and that just sounded really good. I definitely need some more books that actually have female rulers, so that sounds awesome. And next, my husband got me this book that's called Cat Massage, and it's basically about how to pet cats and all of that. So it just sounded really cute, and I'm really excited. Now, getting into February or March, I have The Pretender's Crown and its prequel, The Queen's Bastard. This is actually a funny story because I was at my local indie bookstore, Vintage Books, and I found The Pretender's Crown, and that is book 2 actually. And the entire time, I have often gone into the store and found series that sound really good and they just don't have the first one, and sometimes I will just get the second one and hope that I find the first one later, and I usually do. But this was a day where I found like 4 different series that either I'd had my eye on or that I had just found there, and they just didn't have the first one, and they didn't have the first one of any of them. And so when I found this one, I looked it up on thrift books to see if thrift books had the first one, and they did. So I went ahead and bought this one at the bookstore, and then I ordered this one on thrift books. So since thrift books gives you free shipping if you buy some more books, and it's pretty worth it. I didn't especially want to pay like $6 for shipping for a $4 book, so I would rather just buy a few more books and get free shipping. So I did that. So I got The Bright and Breaking Sea, which is a book that I've had my eye on for a little bit. It sounds like a very wonderful seafaring adventure. I also got The Blood Print, which is a book that I have also had my eye on for quite some time. I never seem to be able to find a copy of this at the store. Whenever, you know, it's always a book that I look for and I never really find it. So it seemed like since I was able to get such a good cheap copy off of thrift books, that was like the perfect one. Then Blood Song by Anthony Ryan. This is a book that I heard about from Tori, from her channel Tori Talks Books, I think is what she's called. She has several really good fantasy recommendations. And lastly, so my work gives me a certain amount of, you know, money that I'm allowed to get stuff off of Amazon and have them send it to me with every, you know, quarter. Since I actually moved my Amazon wish list, that is usually, it's mostly what I just send to my parents for Christmas or my birthday or whatever, I moved it to bookshop.org, but there are some books that are not on it and not anywhere that I could find except for Amazon, which is kind of weird because even my books are on bookshop.org. So I would have thought just about anything would be on there, but there were a few books that are not. And so I used my Amazon, you know, amount that I can get stuff on there with to get, you know, 3 of the 5 books that I just couldn't, that I wanted, that I just couldn't find on bookshop.org or anywhere else. So, firstly, we have The Subtle Art of Resistance, Lessons from Cats for Surviving Fascism. This sounds really good, and I am really excited to read it. Bloomtown Genesis by Allie North. This is the first in a duology about 2 women in a Wild West setting who fall in love. One of them is an outlaw and the other one is a preacher's daughter, and this sounds really good. I hear that like the reviews sound really, really awesome, but also what's so funny is that I actually started writing a very long time ago. I started writing a very similar book, and so part of me just still wants that premise. Part of me still wants a sapphic Wild West uh, book, so I'm just really excited to read this. Also, I did not realize just how thick this book is. I really thought it was a lot, you know, I thought it was going to be a lot shorter than that for some reason. And finally, The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. This is also a book that is much thicker than I thought it was going to be. So I just read the same author's newer book, Blood Over Bright Haven, late last year, and it was really, really good. And Sarah from the channel Voyage and World has recommended this one just all the time and said that this has a really compelling main character and a really good, you know, really good story, all of that. And I could not find this book anywhere but Amazon, like anywhere. So it remained, so on my wish list it remained, and now I got it. So I'm really excited to get into this one as well. So thank you so much for watching. Those are all the books that I got in basically all year, because in January I got no books. So basically this is my, I guess, my haul of all year so far. So let me know if you've read any of these books or have any thoughts on anything that I've shown you in this video and which books I should read first. And I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!